Conservative Americans clear up to Congress are outraged at Colorado State University today. That outrage is understandable until you add facts and context. The website Liberty Unyielding claims CSU banned the words America and American. There's even a scary-looking stock photo of Antifa that I think was taken in Philadelphia. Republican Congressman Doug Lamborn of Colorado Springs tweeted his outrage. He even tagged the president, trying to get him to pile on the Rams. Lamborn claimed that a CSU task force decided the word America is so offensive it should not be spoken. Which is weird, because if you search CSU's website for the word America, you get 84,000 results. Our Sonia Gutierrez explains how confusion got ginned up into outrage.
The Inclusive Language Guide was created late last year.
It was a request from faculty and staff for faculty and staff to be used internally and really to serve as a resource.
It's not a requirement, not an official policy. Mary Ontiveros, Vice President for Diversity at CSU, says this was just a guide.
There were a number of items that came up, and that's why they had a number of different drafts.
One of those drafts included the word America and American as a word to avoid.
It was just a note that when you're talking about America, some people don't automatically think of the United States of America.
Basically saying that for some people, America encompasses more than just the United States, like South America, Central America.
It has nothing to do with not using America.
But they still decided to keep the word America out of the guide because it would be too confusing.
It just resurfaced because somebody found the draft.
And the backlash hasn't stopped since.
People were not happy. In fact, people were pretty vile about it.
Set the record straight. Why was America included and why was it taken out?
It was included along with other words. I mean, just in a brainstorming session, you know how these things work. And so that happened to be one of the words that was included. And then they had an opportunity to talk it through and made a decision, and a very conscious decision. No, this is not the time to do that.
While she's surprised she's just hearing about it now.
Oh, I know. Isn't that fascinating?
She's not surprised to see that language has once again stirred up emotions for a whole new conversation.
It really speaks to the importance of language, right? And we want to make sure that we are inclusive, but at the same time, we want to use best practices.
For Next, I'm Sonia Gutierrez.
CSU thinks the draft version of this was accidentally posted online by a faculty member. That's how it got rolling. You can see the draft version and the current version of the suggested inclusive language guides on 9news.com. CDOT